Hello again, and welcome back to the SWRA podcast. I am Maggie. On this podcast, we cross over aging, wellness, and wisdom. Yes, I'm still here in my workout outfit, and I am grateful that I am able to work out. Some people are not able to because of many reasons, pain, or just having lost the desire or the inclination to do it. So at 67, I can still do it, and I am grateful. So what are we talking about today? Sometimes I get really philosophical, and and I think this is the part that when you're retired and you're not on the clock and you're not go, 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 you can take a few minutes and kind of look around and see what's going on. And I say to myself and to you that the hardest thing these days is to remain hopeful. The book that Barack Obama wrote, The Audacity of Hope, I have to say shamefully that I haven't read it, but I can imagine all the things that he's saying because these are all the things that I say to myself. The audacity, I love that word, that despite everything, everything, and we're going to go into it, that the world has gone through, we as a people have gone through, but we still remain hopeful. The audacity. Ooh, don't you love that word? How can you remain standing when all this is happening to you, when all of that is being thrown at you? And the musing today, I don't really have a specific topic, but it's just to take stock of what is happening around you. I personally believe that mankind is basically rotten. But having said that, I also, the other side of my mouth says, but there is still a lot of goodness in this world. Therein lies the fight, the confusion. How can I say that mankind is basically rotten, but at the same time, there's a lot of goodness in mankind? That is a reality, sis. And this is what's going to have you being an audacious person to say, yes, yes, I know the history. Yes, I see what's happening. Because when you look at, war and things like that, to me, it just makes no sense, right? How you bomb innocent people, you destroy everything that they have, and you want to destroy them as a people. But history again has shown us you can kill 90%, but there is like that little seed that refuses to die. But do you think we would learn from that? No. We still go kill and grab because we want that. That's mine. By natural divine execution. What you have doesn't belong to you. Who are you? You're not worth it. You're not smart enough, like this one says, for you to manage all the resources in your continent. The audacity, not just of hope, but the audacity of mankind to act and do the things that they do. It blows my mind because I see nature, I see how animals take care of each other, nurture each other, defend their pack. The lions, the dogs, they would lay their lives, the elephants, to protect their cubs. But we can go kill 300 people and not with an eyelash and just take another step and keep going. And not an ounce of regret, not an ounce of sadness for these people, these children, the homeless, the orphans. I'll never understand that. I will die never understanding that. So how do we remain hopeful? The audacity of hope. I love that title. I don't know how he came up with it, but boy, I don't need to read the book. Because you know what I do right now to protect my mental health? And I think that started a few years ago. I refuse to go back and watch another movie about slavery and all the things they had done to us. To me, it's like a re-injury. Every time I look at that, you get all wrapped up in what does it do? It doesn't do anything good up here. So I'm like, I know the facts, I know what happened, but to protect my mental health, I don't want to dwell on it. That's why even in this life, with everything that is going on, you got to choose what you focus on. You choose the positive. You kind of have to look for it sometimes. It's not easy, but it's there because that's what keeping the yin and yang in this crazy world. That when they just try to destroy you, some people rise up and fight. And I think one thing I come to understand is that that is the way of the world. It's not winner takes it all. We're always going to have those who want to oppress and those who rise up and fight, even at the risk of losing their life. Because once you rise up against injustice, chances are you're going to become a martyr. History has shown it. Are you willing to lay down your life for something you believe? I think it's Martin Luther King who said, you're not worthy to be a man if you're not willing to lose for what you believe. Use your life for what you believe. The audacity. Because at the end of the day, the fight goes on. It's never, I believe right now, that it will never stop. Don't know what's going to happen. Good versus evil. Constantly. Constantly. Where do you fall on the spectrum? And are you audacious enough to remain hopeful in the midst of the despair? It takes you, it takes guts, it takes effort, it takes focus, blinders on, to save yourself, to save your family. Because it's a fine line between sanity and insanity. It's a fine line between you being a calm and collected person to become a total, what's the word, extremist. Because I'm a middle of the road kind of person. Because I see danger on both sides. So I prefer to stay in the middle. All right, sis. So go out there, be a good human, stay in the middle, see what's happening. One of my favorite terms is I acknowledge a lot of things. I don't embrace everything, but I say, oh, okay. And then it kind of settles my psyche because I realize, yeah, I see what's going on, but what can I do about it? I need to protect me. I need to protect this. It's your job to protect this, sis. Because there's so much coming at you. If you're not focused, you're going to fall. You're going to get sucked in. And that's what you don't want to do. That's why I'm here to tell you, you don't need to do that. But it takes effort. It takes focus. All right, sis? So go out there, continue to be a good human, but make yourself a thoughtful human. That's where the wisdom comes in. Oh, I acknowledge. Oh, I acknowledge. And even though you grieve every time something happens, but you don't lose your soul, you don't lose your hope, you don't lose the essence of who you are. Because I do believe we are all here for a reason, a purpose. Some of us have figured it out. Some we just go through life, but at least as you keep moving, you're good. All right, sis? I'll see you tomorrow. God loves you. I love you. Au revoir. À la prochaine. Bye.